Pause and practice activity Excel 1-3. Sometimes if you have a sheet with a tremendous amount of data, it's easier to move to a particular area of the sheet by searching for it using our name name box. So here, if I look here in the name box, it'll show us where our selection point is. In this case, it's saying it's in D21. Now I can just click in here and type a cell. So I'll click D5 and press enter, and it'll move my cursor to that point. I could as well do something like Z10,000, and it'll move the sheet to that location. So I'm just going to move it back to our D5. And then I'm going to scroll the sheet up a bit so we can see the entire thing. And I'll go ahead and we'll change the information in this cell. I'm going to go ahead and use a different way of getting to the Go To menu, in this case the name box. If I press the F5 key, it opens a Go To window. And then I can do the same thing here. I can type a cell reference. In this case, I'll do A8, but I could also choose an entire range. So I'll make this A8 through C8 and press enter. And you'll notice it selects that area that I told it to go to. Let's next find some information within our worksheet. So I'm just going to click away, make sure I only have one cell selected. We're going to then go to the Home tab and the Editing group. And we're going to choose the Find and Select button. We'll then choose the Find option, and we're going to search for 33. We'll then choose the Options button, and we'll verify that we want to search within the sheet by rows and formulas. Then we'll click the Find All option. And you'll notice that it couldn't find this information. So let's just go ahead and click OK and go back to what we were doing here under the Find and Replace. And the problem we have here is it was looking in the formulas. What we actually want it to look in is the values on the sheet. So I'll choose that. And then we'll click Find All again. And you'll notice that it found the 33 value in two different locations on this sheet. Now, leaving this window open, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change some information so that both of these values are no longer 33. So I'm just going to change a number here and a number here. And then I'll come back over here and click Find All, and you'll notice it cannot find that information. We're going to change some of the document properties next, so I'm going to go ahead and close this box. Close the Find and Replace box, go over to File, and we're going to choose the Info tab, the Info option, and we're going to click the Show All Properties under the Properties area. We'll go to the Title area here, and we're going to enter PPXL-3. Go to the Status option, make this a draft, and in the subject we'll type rental days by property. Okay. Click the Show Fewer option, and then click the back button to return to our worksheet. We're next going to prepare our worksheet for printing. So what we'd like to do is add a header and footer to this. So to do this, we'd like to do this for both sheets. So we'll make sure we're on the Rentals tab, Rental Sheet. I'll hold the Control button down. This allows me to select both sheets at the same time. We'll go to the Insert tab, and then we're going to choose the Header and Footer option under the Text group. So here we're going to enter some information in our header. So let's go ahead and look at the header here that's on the right side of this page. There are three different areas that you can enter information in the header. There's the left, center, and right. We're going to go ahead and choose the right side. And let's make sure we're in the header tab. And we're going to go ahead here and we're going to put the sheet name. So this will automatically enter the sheet name when it prints out. We're going to go now to the footer of this. And we're going to go ahead and enter a different item here. Let's go ahead and enter page number for this. Now we're going to go ahead and get out of the header and footer view. So we're going to go down to the status bar at the bottom of the screen. You actually need to click away from that. And down at the bottom right here is a button called Normal. So this will take us back to the normal worksheet. Now I'm not where I can see the data, so let's go up to the name box, and I'm going to type A1 here to pull us back up. We'll continue our printing setup here. So next thing we need to be is on the Page Layout tab. We need to then go to the Orientation button. This is under the Page Setup group. So we'll click here, and we want to make this landscape. And then let's go and see how it looks printed. So we'll go to the File, and we'll choose the Print option. And this is going to show us what it would look like printed on a sheet. I'll scroll down here, and we'll see the second sheet, how it's printed as well. So we're going to change the way that this is placed on the sheet. So we're going to click here where it says Normal Margins. And we're going to choose Custom Margins here. And then we're going to center this horizontally. And I'm actually going to do vertically as well. Click OK. You'll notice it moves it to the exact center of the sheet. Alright, so let's get out of the print area. Last thing we need to do is we need to ungroup these sheets. So I'm going to right click on one of the sheets and I'm going to choose Ungroup Sheets. Okay, this ends this Pause and Practice activity.